You said at the end of the last segment he should have been up from day one. I rarely say things like this. I think they've done a great job with Skenes. I think they built him up. They wanted him to get some experience at the AAA level within the organization. They wanted to see what they had in him without taxing him too much, and they didn't let the pitch counts get that high. They didn't let the innings count get that high. And then they haven't really, it doesn't seem like, tinkered with him. They've just kind of let him be Paul Skenes.
Why couldn't they have done that up here? They could have done that up here. They could have, did the Jared Jones route that they did with the 59 pitches, to start the season. I mean, where would they have been? They probably would have had some more wins underneath their belt. How much closer would they have been to the wild card or even in the division right now? I mean,
that I cannot disagree with.
Think about it.
There is no chance.
What did they learn from him being in AAA?
Well, I do think they wanted to protect him from an inning standpoint. And I know what you're saying with the Jared Jones and the 59 pitch game. I don't know you can do that with two guys and be so careful early on. I think they allowed Jared Jones to be the sacrificial lamb because there would have been people with pitchforks and torches if neither of those guys were up. So, all right, we're going to make the sacrifice with Jones. We're going to build Skenes up slowly because they're as much as they're worried about Jones's arm, I think they're really worried about Skenes' arm. Now, to your point, though, if he had started here day one, he'd be just as good.
Just as good. He'd probably be better right now.
He'd be better right now, yeah. He would be better right now because he'd have had more time under his belt. I can't disagree with any of that. But I think I am satisfied with what they've done and where they are with him.
For sure. This isn't me saying well, you know what? Hey, they should have did this. No, I'm not saying that. But I would have. I don't think it would have hurt if he would have started here.
Well, and he's gonna be top 2 rookie of the year. That's going to happen. And so there's all that service time and draft pick and all that. That's complicated. I'm trying to read about it during the break. It goes in one ear, it comes out the other ear, whatever. He could win the Cy Young this year. He should be on the All-Star team. And so it's hard to say if he was on the roster from day one, he would have struggled. It's hard to say. The way I look at it, though, is if you're managing the innings and pitch count, because they didn't really know what they were doing with Jared Jones early, and you're doing it with both guys. You're going to tax the bullpen. And
they're doing it now. They had 2 bullpen games in 3 games.
I know that, but they'd be doing it all season long. And I don't know if you're going 3 innings for Skenes, his first 4 or 5 starts, how that's going to affect the team.
That's true.
I mean, I can't quibble with it, though. If he had been called up, if he had been here, it would have been probably actually stupid if it was day one, but if they would have done it a week or 2 in to where they could have manipulated the service time.
Home opener.
Yeah, home opener. I think that was the exact cutoff.
Yes.
It's 270 days or whatever it is to accrue service time if you're on the Major League roster. If they'd have called him up, you're right, for the home opener, they would have manipulated it. He would have been good, and I would not have complained. In fact, I would have praised them for it. But I don't have any problem with the way that they've handled him.
Nope.
And actually, I'm stunned by how much they're letting him throw.
I'm with you there. I'm also stunned that they made the right decision of picking him instead of picking Cruz.
Buddy. And I was wrong about that. I said you're not going to go wrong either way.
I still think when it's all said and done, I think Cruz is going to be a fine player.
Mm-hmm.
But not yet. And we're seeing what the future looks like now for us.
Early returns are quite good for one Paul Skenes.
Yes.
And you can cobble together a lineup. They've got some pieces, O'Neal Cruz, who I do want to get to because he's now played 162 games, a full season's worth of ball. Where is he now? It's actually quite remarkable. But you've got him. You've got Brian Reynolds, who you think highly enough of to pay him $100 million. Keep Brian Hayes. We know kind of what he is. You've got the makings of the start of a lineup, and you need to augment that. I think that's easier to acquire than this. They could never pay for this. Ever. Not in a million years. You can go out, you can spend some money in free agency for a starting pitch. I mean, you could pay, I guess, for a Sonny Gray. You could pay, who's the San Francisco Giant who's having a bad season now, who was really good last Ian Snell.
Mm-hmm.
Not Ian Snell. You believe I did that with
Blake.
the Ian Snell? Blake Snell, thank you. Blake Snell, you can go out, you can pay for that guy, but a small market team really can't. You'd have to earmark your money differently. They paid their guy. They paid Mitch Keller. To get an ace on the open market for a team like the Pirates, it just was never going to happen. So I said both guys great. I would have leaned on the hitter. I think I've been proven wrong. And then you got Wyatt Langford, who's up at the major league level, another guy that they quote unquote considered, who's got like a 600 some odd OPS and a WAR of like 0.1. He has not been good.
Was he the kid out of Florida?
Yes. Big time power bat. And hey, who knows what he's going to become just because he came up right away and he's going through it. I don't know if they're exactly doing the right thing by him. He might be great. Dylan Cruz, I tend to agree with you, Dorin, probably is going to be great, but Paul Skenes is third in the NL in Cy Young as an ERA as a rookie, and it wouldn't shock me if he's getting Cy Young votes at the end of the season. So they did the right thing.